We are Team DTC, and we have taken on the challenge of inventing a smart PMO assistant, a Clippy 2.0. The team consists of Ben, Kelly, Brandon, Chris, Matt, Sam, and Max.
To summarise our challenge, we were tasked with developing a smart companion like Clippy that supports people delivering change and helps guide their thinking by providing everyday support to find the right solution. Many pain points were identified, but two have been selected as main points. The first considers the challenges that are found at the conception of new projects, and the latter, the availability of information at different stages of the project process. There are a number of value propositions that can be achieved by Tomo. For instance, this solution would directly reduce decision latency, which is tied directly to project success, as it would enable the right people to have the right information at the right time. Tomo could also pull information from a previous project to help in new project development, and can lend out-of-office support.
Hello, I'm Tomo, your friendly companion who is here to help you with all your project needs. With me by your side, you will never feel like an imposter again. Let's get started, shall we?
Tomo is your smart PMO companion. Tomo supports you throughout your PMO journey, helping you make the right decisions at the right time. Advice and guidance, links to useful information, and flagging lessons learned so you avoid upcoming project roadblocks, enabling you to get to your destination in the most efficient way.
As with any AI, Tomo will learn over time, and therefore the value it returns to the end user will only grow. The more data available and engagement sessions it has with the users, the more benefits Tomo will deliver. As an infant, Tomo could draw responses from already existing company-specific training material instead of pulling from open source information like we've done. As an adolescent, for example, Tomo will be able to recognize that you, as the user, are wanting to create a work breakdown structure for a new software development project. Tomo would then ask if you would want to view work breakdown structures from previous software development projects so that you can use one of those templates as an example so projects don't need to start from scratch each time. The adult Tomo will be able to enhance the quality of portfolio priorities, helping with resource management, sharing lessons learned, and be able to communicate live trends to greater inform strategic decision making.
GPT-3 creates human-like text in response to an input prompt. This has a pre-trained model enabling it to answer questions. In order to create our PMO Smart Assistant, we needed to fine-tune this model using project management data. We used the project management templates from the Praxis website as the data source, and used a Python script to scrape the input prompts and responses from these documents. The Tomo visual was designed using DALL-E, which creates art from text using artificial intelligence, and Tomo's voice was created using a text-to-speech app, Animaker Voice.
In its current form, the bot will allow you to enter your own keywords to help you with any aspect of the project management, or it's got a selection of keywords to give you any ideas of what you might need help with. I'm going to search for risk register ID, and then the bot will make predictions on what it thinks are would be the most useful help for risk register ID. So what it's come up with is each risk should have a unique identifier. This is primarily used for cross-referencing in reports and supporting documents. If a risk occurs multiple times in different contexts, it may be necessary to define a cross-reference to a copy of the event. And I think that's a fairly sensible thing for the bot to predict. If we're happy with our search, we can then say we don't want to search for anything else, and the bot will say, great, I'm amazing. At the moment, it's just a command line tool. We would hope to integrate it with things like Microsoft Word. It can then give suggestions based on what you're typing.
This short section will consider the judge's questions, where what we've tried to do is take each question, split it down into its core components, and then kind of work out how we'd like to try and address it. So, first of all, the question, how could you prompt the user for search suggestions? Really, we're thinking this would be very similar to Google. So the user could start typing a word, then Tomo will pop up, a bit like Clippy used to, and offer suggestions to auto-complete that word or that phrase, and then try and present some ideas for what kind of solutions you might look at after that one. In terms of our second question, how can the user select whether the result that they're getting out of the algorithm is based on the input documents or whether they can get a generalized result? Which is a really good question, actually. So the input documents have been used to augment the existing model. The existing trained model has a really good understanding of syntax and so on. And really what our additional information does is give it a more project management specific context. At this time, it's difficult to show whether an output has come directly from the additional inputs that we put in or the existing model, but that's something we really hope to look at and move forward with, actually, as part of the development of Tomo. And finally, question 3. If you had more time, how could you improve the user interface, and are there any tools you could use? Well, we would develop pop-up prompts that can recognize what the user is trying to do. Really, these are integrated into things like Word or a project management software or something similar to that. And they would be very similar to the words you might type in a document. The bot could offer suggestions then that might help. So if you're creating a risk register, the bot could identify keywords and offer risks that have been defined in other similar projects and pull those so that you can use them as part of your risk register. We're hoping that it would become a bit more proactive in its attempts to try and help and assist with project management tools.
Wouldn't you agree we've learnt a lot from this presentation together? It's been fun engaging with you, and I hope to spend more time helping you with your project needs in the future. Until we meet again, take care.